Hi guys, welcome back to Real Talk with Stef. Today I'm going to talk about gluten-free diets. But before I do that, I just wanted to say hi, welcome back to our channel. I hope you enjoy what we post. Every week we go through a different topic relating to, it might be health, fitness, tips, motivation, all that sort of stuff to keep you up to date with what's going on in the health and fitness industry, but also just to provide you with a little bit more knowledge on certain topics. So what is gluten? Gluten is a group of proteins which occurs with the starch in bread and wheat. It comprises about 75 to 85% of the total protein in bread and wheat. So that's why when certain people are gluten-free, they will steer clear of those type of products. Now, gluten-free diets are really, really beneficial for people that are gluten intolerant. A bit later in the topic, I'm going to go through why gluten-free isn't always great if you don't have an intolerance to gluten. So I wanted to go through the two main gluten intolerance types of people. So the two scenarios that you have are people that have the celiac disease and non-celiac gluten sensitivity. Celiac disease is the most severe type of gluten sensitivity. It's an autoimmune disease where indigestion of the gluten can prevent small intestines from absorbing the nutrients. That's why a lot of people feel discomfort after consuming gluten. The non-celiac gluten sensitivity is someone who experiences symptoms after eating gluten, like bloating and diarrhea and things like that, but haven't been diagnosed with the celiac disease. I would suggest that you speak to your doctor if you're experiencing types of symptoms like indigestion and bloating and things like that after consuming foods. I am not a doctor, but yes, I would suggest speaking to a doctor and maybe getting some tests done if you experience those things so that you know what you're working with and so that you know what foods to avoid or to include. So what should someone who is gluten intolerant or celiac avoid? Both conditions, they should avoid wheat, spelt, rye types of bread, pasta, beer, pastries, and processed foods. What to eat? So obviously you want to stick with things like fruit, vegetables, lean meats and proteins, fish, rice, but be sure to read labels, especially now. It is on all of our food labels if it's gluten-free or the gluten amount in. So you always just check the nutritional information on the back. So I suppose the extra thing that I wanted to go through today was that a gluten-free diet, so if someone is not celiac or not gluten intolerant and has been told by their doctor that, that they need to steer clear of these foods, a gluten-free diet can actually take away the detection of celiac disease if someone is celiac. You should only go on a gluten-free diet if you have been diagnosed. Okay, so this is sort of the extra bit that I wanted to go through today. Again, I'm not a doctor or a GP. This is just my own research, my own knowledge, and what I have experienced in the past with people that are gluten-free or celiac disease. So if you're going to the supermarket and you've decided, I'm going to go gluten-free because it's the in thing and I think it's going to be better for me because I'm going to lose weight, okay? This is someone who has no history of celiac disease or gluten intolerant. They're just deciding that they want to go on this type of diet because they think it's going to be healthier for them. So, twisties, okay? Most probably not a food that you would eat every day, but this is just an example. So twisties, okay? And if you read the backs of the label, it has protein. If we go by 100 grams, this is a 100 gram packet. You wouldn't want to eat the whole packet, but you most probably would. We've got 6.7 grams of protein. We have 23.3 grams of fat in this whole 100 grams. And our carbohydrates is 56.3, okay? Now, if I'm not gluten-free or celiac disease, and I'm like, oh, I want to be gluten-free because it's healthy, then you have these options at the supermarket. So free from gluten cheese twisties. Same as these, but in a different packaging because they're gluten-free. These are great if you have someone that is celiac or gluten-free, because then they can still have those everyday options or foods or snacks that they enjoy, but they're not going to have those irritable bowel, indigestion, bloating, etc. But if I'm doing this because I think it's going to be better for me, I want you to read the labels on the back. So the protein in this is 9.6. It does say here gluten nil detected, so I'll just see if I can zoom in, okay? Fat per 100 grams, so this is 90 grams, but we're going to compare with these ones, is 33 grams. 23.3 grams for these, total in fat, 33 in fat. Carbohydrates is 53.7. Carbohydrates is 56. So the only difference between these two is A, these don't have any gluten, and these have more fat than these per 100 grams, and they're the same amount of carbohydrates. So if you are not celiac and you are not gluten intolerant, haven't been told by your doctor or your GP that you are, you don't suffer from bloating, indigestion, all that sort of things that come with being gluten intolerant, which ones are you going to go for? If you're looking at keeping weight, maintaining weight, losing weight, reducing fat, go for these ones, guys. Not only are they going to be better for you in the sense of a snack, okay, you're not going to eat them every day, these are cheaper than these. You get more in this than you do in these. And if you are not gluten intolerant, you don't need these. Okay, so if you're more interested in regards to food labels and how to read labels and things like that, I can go on with that another time. But other options, okay, you got rice, okay? Rice is gluten-free. You don't need to buy a rice that says gluten-free on it. Rice is gluten-free, okay? Another option, rice cakes. It's rice, it has no gluten, okay? So don't be fooled by labels or advertising or marketing that says gluten-free, gluten-free, gluten-free. Read the labels, and if you are only doing it because you are deciding that it's your new thing that you want to try, and that's fine. If you don't want to have gluten in your diet, then that's fine. But just remember, majority of gluten-free things is going to have more fat. When I was comparing biscuits and processed foods, etc., yesterday when I was at the supermarket. So that was my little spiel on gluten-free diets, what you should include and what you should avoid. As I said, always go and speak to your GP, especially if you're suffering from symptoms of bloating and indigestion and digestive system and things like that, so that you can have a clear picture on where you're at, what you should be having in your diet, and how to overcome those uncomfortable feelings in regards to your eating food and things like that. I hope you enjoyed that. If you would like more information, or would you like me to go in depth in regards to food labels or different food products in the supermarket, I'd be more than happy to. Just comment below. But that was Real Talk with Steph today, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. Have a great one. Bye.